What's up everyone, welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be going over how to install Google Tag Manager, Google Analytics, and Google Search Console on your WordPress website. We're going to be doing all of this with a single WordPress plugin, so you don't need to worry about if you're making any updates to your plugins, your themes, or your WordPress website. They're always going to stay installed no matter what. So let's get started with the plugin that we use, and the one that I prefer to use is Head, Footer, and Post Injections. So we want to install this on our WordPress website. So the first thing you want to do is open up your WordPress website and go down to Plugins and Add New. Okay, so what we want to do is come over to Keyword here, and we're going to search plugins. And usually what I'll do is, you can see it's right here, Head, Footer, and Post Injections. But what I can do is just do Head, Footer, Post Injections. If you type that in, then it will be the top one that comes up. Okay, so you can see it right here. It's H and F. You're going to see it has over 200,000 active installations. So it's a good plugin. It's one very highly rated. So we're going to install it and activate it. Okay, we'll click on Activate now. Okay, if we scroll down, you can see that we have it installed and activated right now for our website. So what you want to do is you want to go to Settings on the left-hand side, and you're going to see Header and Footer from the Settings menu. So that's where we want to go, is Header and Footer. That's going to open up the settings page for Head, Footer, and Post Injections. So now what we need to do is make sure we create our Google Tag Manager, Google Analytics, and Google Search Console accounts. So I'm going to start with Google Tag Manager. So if you're not started with Google Tag Manager, you can go to this page, sign in if you already have a Google account, or click on Start for free, and you're going to have to create a new Google account if you don't have one already. Now, the benefit of using Google Tag Manager, as you can see here, manage all of your website tags without editing code. So essentially with Google Tag Manager, what you do is you add one piece of code to your website, and through Google Tag Manager, you're able to implement every single type of tracking pixel that you need to add to your website, whether it's Google Analytics, whether it's your Facebook pixel, whether it's the Pinterest ads pixel. So any of these different things that you can add to your website, you can do it directly through Google Tag Manager, and it's much easier to manage using this piece of software. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on Sign into Tag Manager since I have an account already. And for me, it's going to open up a page that looks like this. So you can see I already have all my different accounts set up here. So what we want to do is create a new account. So we'll just create our account here. So for account name, I'm going to be doing this for my website, wickerguide.com. So I'm just going to name the account wickerguide. Okay, so you want to set your country, and now what we want to do is do our container setup. So for this, it's going to be web. So that's going to be our target platform. And then my website is wickerguide.com. So I'm going to enter that here. Okay, and it's that simple. We need to click on create. It's going to tell us to agree to the terms of service agreement. So we're going to scroll down, click I also accept data processing terms as required by the GDPR, and we can click on yes. Okay, so now it's going to tell us to install Google Tag Manager and two pieces of code that we need to add to our website. This piece of code as high in the header tag of the page as possible, and this one in between the opening body tag. So right after the opening body tag, we want to add this piece of code, and this one as high as possible in beneath the header tag of our page. So we're going to start here, we're going to copy, so click right over here to copy it, and we're going to come back over to our website, and you're going to see head page section injection. So we're going to take it on every page, and we're going to enter that here. So now what we're going to do is scroll down after the opening body tag. So we want to add this for desktop and mobile. So we're going to come back over to Google Tag Manager, we're going to copy this piece of code, come back over to our website, and we're going to paste it here and paste it here. Select mobile, and now all we need to do is scroll to the bottom and click on Save. So now we have Google Tag Manager installed on our website. It's really that easy. So we can click on OK. So we're all set up. The last thing we need to do here is click on Container Not Published. So we just have to click on Submit. We need to publish our container. So all we need to do here is just do Publish Container. And we'll do the same thing here, Publish Container. So essentially what you're doing is you're making your Google Tag Manager live right now. So you can see Publish to Environment, Live, just click on Publish. So that's what you need to do to complete the process of installing Google Tag Manager on WordPress. Now, what we'll do at the very end is you can use the Tag Assistant plugin, which is available through Google Chrome. So you can see Tag Assistant, it's offered by Google. Just install it to Chrome. You can see I have it up right at the top here. So you can make sure that you have your Google Analytics and Google Tag Manager properly installed on your website. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to come over and we want to create and install our Google Analytics account. So get to know your customers. If you're not familiar with why you want to use Google Analytics, essentially what it's going to do is show you where your website visitors are coming from, how much traffic you're getting per day, how many people are currently on your website. You can track specific goals, which pages people are visiting. You can track marketing campaigns. So essentially it's going to track everything that's happening on your website, who's visiting, where they came from, whether it was organic search, whether it was social media, a paid advertisement, maybe a referral from another website. So what you want to do is install this. Again, all three of these are completely free to install and use. So we're going to come over here and sign into Google Analytics. So you want to click here to sign in. Okay, so if you don't have an account here already, your page might look a little bit different than mine, but what you want to do is come to the admin screen. So at the very bottom of the list here, for all the different reports you can look at, go to admin. And what you're going to do is you're going to create an account. So you're going to create a new Google Analytics account. So we're going to name our account, again, Wicker Guide. Okay, so we'll scroll down. You can see I just keep all of these checked here, and then we can click on next. It's going to say, what do you want to measure? So for us, it's just going to be web. If you have a website and an app, then what you want to do is apps and web. So what we're going to do is click on next. Property details, website name is going to be Wicker Guide again. Website URL, so for mine it's HTTPS, and what we're going to do is wickerguide.com. Okay, so industry categories. So you want to select your industry category from this drop-down list. You can search here as well. For this, I'm going to do home and garden, and then reporting time zone. Usually I set whichever time zone I'm in. So for me, it's the New York time zone. So we'll come over and it's going to be New York time. Okay, so we'll click on create. I also accept the data processing terms, so you have to make sure you accept that. Keep scrolling down. You're going to have to accept this as well and click on I accept. Okay, so we've created our Google Analytics account. So what we want to do is now install Google Analytics on our website, and we don't need to add an additional piece of code here in head footer and post injections. What we're going to do is we're going to install Google Analytics using our Google Tag Manager account. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back over to Tag Manager and go to Workspace. And since we have Google Tag Manager implemented on our website already, what we can do is add a new tag to our website. So we're going to click here. We're going to name our tag Google Analytics. You're going to click here on tag configuration, and you're going to see right at the very top, Google Analytics, Universal Analytics. Now, if you're doing app plus web, then you want to select this here. So for this, I'm just going to choose right here, track type, keep it as page view, Google Analytics settings. So what we're going to have to do now is create a new variable. So the variable is just going to be our Google Analytics tracking code. So that's what we're going to name this here is Google Analytics, or we can name it tracking ID. Okay, so now variable configuration, you can see Google Analytics settings. So what you're going to do is go back to your account and take this tracking ID right here. We're going to copy it. We're going to come back over to our Google Tag Manager account and enter it right here in tracking ID. Okay, so this is our Google Analytics tracking ID, and all you need to do is enter it here and click on save. Okay, so now that's a new variable. So our Google Analytics settings is going to use that variable. So the tracking ID that we have right here is now going to be implemented right here. Triggering, you want to trigger it on every single page. So every time someone visits a page, we want to make sure that this code triggers, this tag triggers our Google Analytics Universal Analytics, because that's going to allow us to track everything that's happening on our website. So we click on save. Okay, so now the last part we have to do is submit. So anytime you make changes in Google Tag Manager, if you add 50 tags, you need to submit that version of your workspace. So you can see here, our current workspace is default workspace. So when you're making changes here, our live version is version 1, the one we published 4 minutes ago. So we're going to click on submit, and you can do version name, added Google Analytics, and usually I'll just copy and paste this here. If you have a very detailed description, then you want to enter that there, but we're going to click on publish. So now it's going to install Google Analytics on our website. So you can see version changes. We added a tag, Google Analytics. We added a variable, Google Analytics tracking ID. So what we can do is come back over to our workspace. And if you come over here to tags, it'll show the tags that we have implemented. If we come over here to variables, it'll show that we have this variable implemented as well. Okay, so as it stands right now, we have Google Tag Manager implemented on our website. We have Google Analytics implemented on our website. So the last thing that we need to do is install Google Search Console. So we're going to start here, improve your performance on Google Search. So if you're not familiar with Google Search Console, It's a tool that Google has created to allow websites to know which keywords are triggering their website, which pages are ranking high, how much search engine traffic they're driving. You can find technical issues with your website, and there's a lot of other things you can do with Google Search Console. I would recommend checking out my Google Search Console tutorial. I'll put the link in the video description, and it'll show you everything you need to know about Google Search Console, especially as you're getting started as a user. So we're going to click here on Start Now, and as you can see, it's going to open up my account. So it opened up beachfrontdecor.com. So you're able to see this is my clicks to beachfrontdecor.com from Google over the last 3 months. You can see coverage, so how many pages I have indexed in Google, any pages with errors. So there's a lot of different things you can look at in Search Console, but what we want to do is create a new account. So we're going to click on this drop down here and add property. So what we want to do is add a URL prefix. Now you can do domain and just enter the domain here, and you can verify it using your actual domain provider. And what you need to do is add a DNS record to do this. Now I just prefer to use the URL prefix method. Either way works. I've used both methods before. Usually I'll just use URL prefix because I think it's a little bit easier. So what we're going to do is enter our URL here. So https wickerguide.com, and we're going to click on continue. Okay, and what you're going to see here is ownership auto verified. So since we already installed Google Tag Manager, it's actually using that as our verification method. So you don't need to do anything else. All you need to do is click on go to property. It's going to open up our wickerguide.com property. So I previously had this installed already. I just deleted it to make this video. So you can see here, we're already getting some web search clicks. We have some valid pages indexed in Google. So now we have Google Tag Manager, Google Analytics, and Google Search Console all installed on our website. So if we come back over to our WordPress website, we're looking at the back end. What we're going to do is just open up our web page, and we want to double check everything with the Tag Assistant plugin. So we're going to come back over to our homepage. Still working on this website. I'm going to be doing a lot of tutorials about this website. But what we want to do is click on the Tag Assistant plugin, and we're going to click on enable. So you need to enable it first, and then you need to refresh the page. So we're going to refresh the page, and you can see right here at the top, it's showing 2. So found 2 tags and 1 suggestion. So if we click on it, you can see we have Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager. Additional permissions requested, check if other extensions are blocking tags. We can click on allow, but it doesn't really matter. So we'll just click on the X for now. So we have everything installed properly. If we come over to our Google Analytics account, we come back here. Let's just come to real time and overview. It should show that we're 1 active user on the home page. So if we change pages really quick, so if we come over here, we'll just click on Wicker Chairs. Okay, so now we're on this new page over here. So we're going to come back over to Google Analytics, and you can see it changed that page. So we have this perfectly installed on our website. We're able to monitor everything that's happening on our website. So people currently on our website, our total audience, where they're coming from, what they do when they're on our website, and any of the conversions or sales that we're making. If we come over to Google Search Console, now we're able to track all of the traffic going to our website, what keywords are triggering pages on our website, which pages are driving a lot of traffic. So we're able to find a lot of opportunities. And with Google Tag Manager, what we're able to do is add any new tags that we want to. So if we click here to add a new tag, just to show you really quickly, you can use Google Ads conversion tracking within Tag Manager. If we keep scrolling down, you can add custom HTML tags. Keep coming down. So if you use ad roll, you can add your smart pixel. Keep coming down, and you can see all of these different tags that you can add. So the LinkedIn Insight tag, Bing Ads Universal Event Tracking. If we keep, you can see Pinterest tags. So all of these different tags for different PPC advertising platforms, different analytics platforms, different ways that you can track everything that's happening on your website. Google Tag Manager can help you. And if you don't see a built-in tag here, again, you have this custom HTML and also custom image tags that you can easily add to your website. So now we're ready to keep working on our website and understand everything that's happening when people visit it, where they're coming from, and any of the opportunities that we're not taking advantage of. Hopefully this all made sense, and hopefully it's easy to follow. If you have any questions about how to install these 3 pieces of free software from Google, please leave them in the comment section. You can view the video description to see some timestamps. Thanks for watching my video today, and make sure you subscribe to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel.